se ya bere mpa nyina Jesus Christ ne dinam no mo jiru ejirufo ya wala aduna yanjiru amen and amen. Yeah, ti abasha sinti so botumo de team song na ma here we team song na pomcho ni po betine nzi ye Mrs. Victoria Owusu ada why short ba me hen on the botu ye nyim nto mi nte team song en
Jefu kesina ben oni trimo bro Jesu o kasama kuma tojem o do futie Jesu ni Juma ejede wasro dina ejede waha niji juma watu pen Yesu shrafu Yesu Nyonyam kagwa mahoriwon enemiji Yesu di mido hajin kwa panudin mido mi Yesu di no Juma ejede wasro dina ejede waha niji juma watu pen Yesu shrafu Yesu Nidin pama fobunihu din binti se Yesu di o mikra kondo se eti Yesu dina esumbun Juma ejede wasro dina ejede waha niji juma watu pen Yesu shrafu Yesu Daodi hinchel beba nyonyam ninkwa hinchel no dano jebe tra ninchen akajen kwa jihunsen Juma ejede wasro dina ejede waha niji juma watu pen Yesu shrafu Yesu Juma ejede wasro dina ejede waha niji juma watu pen Yesu shrafu Yesu
Good evening, everybody. You don't know say, say ne pena and so your health wiki or the and so I chain that's so it's in quem. Na me pese me share my screen, but before then me first kunya way so you is from Sunday to and then no. Then I'm on our casa so am yen aye inshira. Na on Sunday no you hear bibi never sleep ana Monday no you share Dr. Sarah for period, what is abnormal and what is normal. In the end round, so you share BB na cognition and aging, yes, it's kind of boy mo. You just said the media tree no san will be so a tree. Na and then on me per se you share BB. In the just allow me to me pass on
Aya tonka.
Okay. Inti na no me pese ye hwe bibi efa suicide prevention ho. So this week your topic na dem I say your health is your wealth no. So if we stand in be seen nyina nema ye nyina ye nema hwes ebeboa me hu mfa so a ewo ye pomoden ho. Inti before that picture ye beka tie ne abo ampaye. Erade ada wase se nenso o de achen. Abraya ba wanim ye ba betie ye pomoden ho nsem. Ye shop pacho pise me monti ase. Na bibi bere be kire ya adwen wankasa dombo eni nya monti ase ya sombo pa. Jesus in your bumping say amen.
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 But just show yourself once.
Okay. Me va show me.
Yeah, you're home.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to talk, let's talk about suicide prevention. And then a topic, how to prevent suicide. Now, obi bisa what is suicide? And then you bit me suicide, say, obi ashada, say, or ye be a yin on one quite feeling. It's like a death caused by somebody purposefully causing injury to themselves. So, the person will not exist anymore. That is simply what is suicide. Like I said, what is suicide attempt and so on. Sometimes in brain and people will see a number how be a mania be biara o come na a train is soon into no. When say, oh, I didn't na me way, na me fa in ye men qua in free ho. And I said into na me no me drew way, me fa way in tram ho na me say, nye maybe I will be ya cause suicide, but every year when a suicidal attempt. Like and suicide, like causing injury to yourself and lead to death. But attempts, you tried your best to kill yourself, but one succeeded. So that is suicide attempt. Now, in pain, any part or more how bit to say divorce, financial issues, and it may be starting me ebi on dwen ho da unsusu da say obetimi yin agene kwafo ni say meeting mane kone mebumsa. Nti no ye behwe bibi like some of the causes are itimide suicide e ba na say mo obi adwen say oh mpese me yime nkwa efre me nsem. Ti ye hwe fa pi na ya na mental health disorders. Ti say ona or schizophrenia like psychiatric illness bia no. Maybe am ye adwuman anipa mpempe nipa bi obeba ho ye very depressed no. The possibility say we attempt suicide than high. And I say ne admission now buy no or you're very depressed a suicide internet then about and I say we have that ideation me say oh maybe send me come home. Sometimes only connect me and I'm having this thoughts, but I don't really want to act on it until I want help. No about emergency. Na doctors wanna share na the number or near admitting. And then pen people with schizophrenia or psychosis or post-traumatic stress disorder. And then we breathe to me, mental health issues on it will be is to say was so genuine quite free. A dose when you pay BMD, nipa be breathe, see what I'm saying, and a dose, but more I dream how panel. Omona and Pempino, or my emergency, or person, or quite free on some. And answer one now called through past trauma. To say be a trauma, to say rape, be a death of family member, be a one supporting person, be a brabuma like when you done so with you one day in any difficult situation, when I may all of a sudden maybe on your corner. Now the person's life become meaningless. When is for so be any intia or say a sinner ibium. Into some major traumas can also impact somebody. I'm an cause adrian home say, oh, I didn't mean your way, and I didn't mean bedroom. I didn't mean first can trauma her. Na mean Jemen kwa influence him. It is isolation. The woman is here. When they say there is nobody in their corner to help them in times of crisis, and I say in times of situation. And maybe this is a very isolation to me. Emma in Obi Dream say, oh, I don't mean Yemen kwa influence him. Like chronic pain. This will be our yari terminal illness, which is a cancer. I be our kwa and koda wa yedi or nothing with the bit me biano. There is no improvement. Even if there is improvement, it's very little. In maybe to say yaria, I know a ding ebo biswa. On your corner to make one do baby with me pub was oh, what am I even living for again? In Tisa, maybe sound so it's me will be dream who say, oh, I don't mean Jemen films, and I say my when you're calling to me act on. I don't mean you say now I'm plans or not and they are like death. Family history of suicide. Or one see and the family be going backwards now will be committed suicide. It is a webusu anima a bit means so abase when you're corner per se because at will be pen when a busu anymore or also bit me a person yebi and pure history of suicidal attempts. So we'll take it like nipa 10 people are usually I see on the units now. Obia or you're not being so person who hono. Often nipa 10 like mom you're very depressed, often nipa 10 at least 9 of them mark woman sa this knife and blade they like max old max like previous were attempted that when was I beam patient be by now the corner they have to suture it. It was very bad, but you know people go through a lot. Sometimes we take it for granted how we even living, but because we have life, you know, we should also understand say by God's grace into na say being so what say is really happening. But if it happens to you, if you see it in real life, say, oh, this is really a serious situation that needs to be addressed. Your health is your wealth, your health is your wealth. You can't be brave. Suicide prevention, and so your one main thing I bet me a boy. Ama ya pomodeno etimi every pay. Say you are you fine, see any mental, any chronic illness bia, any medical condition bia, so bia you come and say emotional state and so you come. We will even not think about suicide. Into all these things, no, near my bit me a boy, and they to me free. Never to sound when I say to me a pushy, I say, oh, I don't know, quite influence. Into your corners, like as a recognizing warning signs. A day now will be who when you pay more book to me. I say, oh, as soon as let's see, be a was a son, one shall not when you be obey. And I say, oh, this person, yes, I was here, but for the past week, I said, I didn't maybe a bit me a bit me as sister Yana Brawi when you obey me myself. You hear like something like behavior, emotional or verbal warning signs. Withdrawn from activities. Although Misia is very social, like baby I was ready be on no baby any do will be a but for some reason, why very isolated or keep it to yourself or like interaction and bisa. We have to watch out. We have to go to the person. We have to approach the person and just what's going on? How can I help? Anything I can do in my part to help you? Sometimes it's difficult to approach people, but the more we do it, the better we become. So we should also keep that in mind. Talking about feeling hopeless. Oh, and your mommy come in bedroom send me, mama is very stressed. I answer mama, I have no hope in anything else. And me immigration send me as a mama lose hope. And we shouldn't take it lightly. We should just make sure we talk to the person, we encourage them. We should know that what they're going through, it might be us. Go through the same thing. We should be always there for the person, encouraging them. Then who say, oh, they are not alone. We are behind their back. In terms of any help, they can count on us. Giving away possession, the boy all of a sudden, no, I shouted to chair and the Japadia. Oh, my dear, we say, my Japadia, we all gone. In case BBC among from away, and I say, CKB the bank have BBC among from away. Now all of a sudden, or to chair and the Japadia will him say, that is not that person. Yes, I know it's here on time. Yes, why all of a sudden? So you heard maybe saying I warning signs up. To say, this person, this brother, this sister, no, we need to go to them, talk to them, ask them what they're going through. Na and also reducing stigma. Stigma is really related to mental illness. When it comes to mental health disorders, especially in Ghana for no like Africans in general. So who send a family member before or mental illness? No, the only akoni is now the and I say the nipa bekensi. We shouldn't listen to what other people will say. We have to put ourselves first in any situation. If it's one out also. So if God is there after God, that is you. So don't think about what other people will say. If you need help, seek help. If you need somebody to talk to, look for somebody to talk to. We are all here to help each other. And then sometimes your pastor worship it together. This is also type interactive. If we have issues, if we have a family member or mental issues, now we are keeping that person away from the public and also away from the community. That is not helping. We should seek help. Make sure the person you should speak to your doctor, understand what you're going through, and just try to work it out because it's going to take time. It's difficult, but we should forget about the stigma. We should encourage ourselves. We should encourage others. So, mental issues can come out and join us because or mental illness, or schizophrenia, or psychosis, or bipolar, So if you are taking medications are symptoms so you can also socialize, you can also come, you can do whatever everybody else is doing. So we should just put the stigma aside behind our backs and just work towards being sane or being towards our sanity. Encouraging open communication. Sometimes it's very difficult to talk about suicide. Be very depressed. What can you do to help that person? And then will not even think about it, try about killing or taking their lives from them. So we have to have open conversation, open communication. You have to ask questions that will demand more. Don't ask close-ended questions. These are questions that will feel free in any form, in any way. Who say, we have to be each other's keeper. Remove access to means. Say, baby, I am very depressed. Say, how the situation if God doesn't come in or something bad might happen. Take out the medication now on them, like if it's in bunch, you take it away from them. If it's gun that is at home, you make sure you take it away. Anything that can cause that the person can use to harm themselves, try as much as possible to take that thing away from them. If it is your knives, make sure you always lock it or take it keep it away. So beyond your dream say, okay, so hurting yourself. If the impulse come in, go do this or the corner or it's not there. Now it's me. So provide resources. And then a bit me a boy. Or feel very depressed. Or they're thinking about suicide. And then a bit me a boy. What type of resources do we have at hand? You can call the emergency contact. You can call 911 if you're going through crisis. You can call 988 if you're going through crisis. You can speak to your primary care provider. You can walk into the emergency department. Hey, I'm feeling very depressed. This is what is going on. But we have to make sure we know what they are going through. And especially sometimes you don't even have to put your mind to this person. Sometimes one situation be to me too. Now how you feel if you don't take care, you might feel very depressed. And depression, it can happen to anybody. This is the center point. You feel depressed, you come back to the center point. You feel depressed, you don't come back. Now you ending up being having a mental issue. So a bit to me. Say interest say we are far better than those who are very down, having mental illness, having the thoughts of harming themselves, feeling overwhelmed, interested, we are even better than the man as intimate to you. It's right in front of us. A bit to you any moment, anything be a bit cause or sanity to go wayward. No, it's very important, especially when it comes to your cognition, your mental issues, your emotions, and how you deal with your behavior, how you deal with things. There are some myth facts about suicide. Africa in general, I Ghana no. Me so be person or say, oh, if me come home and I say if the person anybody makes that remarks now, we say who so when I walk kind of that's what we usually say. But when I came here, no, me who say it's totally different altogether. So we even have only even he doesn't have the thought, no, still so so far as I say what banner. Asking, seeking help, you have to help the person because you never know what might happen the next minute, the next seconds, or the next hour. In Africa, there's sometimes you take some things very, you find it, oh, these are some of the things back home we used to be saying, but let's see some of the myths and facts about suicide. Talking about suicide increases the chance a person will act on it. Say, you first say, oh, as soon as what will be, or you're very depressed or you're very down. Only say, oh, one child will be me. Now say only could be a home coma, a bit me, I'm an that is just a myth. You have to talk about it. You have to talk to the person. If you feel like the person is feeling suicidal, if the person comes to you, give you a hint, like doing anything that shows that if she or she gets the opportunity, she might take away his or her life. You have to talk about it. You have to talk about it. If you talk about it, it's not going to increase the risk. It might even, you can talk the person out of that suicide thoughts. So talking about it is not going to help. It's not going to let the person act on it. And some of the common misconceptions as people who talks about suicide won't do it. Yeah, usually ladies have, women have the tendency of talking about it. Oh, sometimes they say it a lot, but most of the time they act on it. So don't think because they're talking about it all the time, they're not going to act on it. If they want, they should have acted on it already. No, if they talk about it, the possibility that they might act on it is high. So it's a misconception when people say people who talks about suicide won't do it. Usually they really does it. Half of the time people don't even say anything, they just do it. And most of the time they talk about it and act on it. And the third one is people who talks about suicide are just seeking attention. Yep, that is what we usually say, especially when the patient comes to the unit. And you see that almost also become about units all of a sudden or interacting with patients or through or ball or games, activity or participating. Now look at all that he's doing. Then it's just open. It doesn't really matter. They can be either very happy, the next minute take out their life. They can be very sad, the next minute take out their life. They can even show no emotions, nothing. They will just be up and down minding their business. The next minute, they will not be normal. So it's very risky and we have to take good care of ourselves and our family, our friends, our loved ones, anybody close by. We have to watch out for everybody when it comes to suicide. This encounter, we had this patient also very depressed, Hispanic. So we were do every 15 minutes biano. Your call rounds could check it, and it's not rounds could check it. Say every patient is in their room, everybody is doing well. Obia is where they're supposed to be, because sometimes some of them even go to other patients' room and the whole lot. You don't want to go through that. So the other rounds not for year rounds, first rounds. Your home bia and hallway. That they need you 2 necessary, we were short. It's near 2 necessary, near weekend. The next time, the next minutes, the next 15 minutes, the next round. No bia or baby also bia. The 45 minutes now third round. Pushy patient back down. Na pushy. It's now on I'm okay, what's going on? Pushy be name pushy. It's be on fan holding to not holding a pin or say I say baby at G up inside, like there was a heavy knock outside. Not knowing the patient's need day. Learning no sheets now that's no. or the ashe bed door no ase no the akyekyere ne pon. So it will be an patient now very white Hispanics, so you know their color. No, you're very blue. So one would you kind of or TNTM say like help, somebody has to come here. And you're calling and he was having some bruises all over the neck area, and the patient was walking. The next minute she was walking. She walked from the dining room to the room. Nobody know what happened. So sometimes you didn't take it for granted. You're talking to somebody. The next minute, what you hear will not be a good thing. So we have to always be each other's keeper. If somebody is going through a tough time, we have to be there for that person because you might not know what will happen next. So I'm just saying this to tell all of us that namna o kona o bana unia bi namna o kona o bana bibia ye kama one wo sere one wo kasano doesn't mean say they are okay. We always have to approach people, talk to them, ask them how they're doing genuinely, and see if we can do anything in our power to help them. So next one, we're looking at some of the risk factors. I already said about the causes. Usually it's just similar to the risk factors, mostly the same, like mental illness. I talk about depression. I talk about bipolar disorders. Those patients who have mood swing, like the next minute they're very, very elated, the next minute they're very sad. So they mood switch from here and there. They have the tendency, they have the risk of committing suicide. And life stresses like relationship problems, your husband is giving you a hard time, your wife is giving you a hard time, your family is causing trouble. We should also watch out for that. Bullying in school, let's say the young adults, those in school. So if somebody is bullying you, you can't take it anymore, speak up. Talk to your parents, talk to your friends about it, talk to your teacher or your professor, talk to anybody you think can help. Don't just keep everything in and the next minute is too much to handle. No. Financial issues. So mostly financial issues. I was reading some article and it said that when financial burden increases, the possibility of people committing suicide is very high. But when it's stable, like everybody is good. Plays a major role when it comes to your emotions, your physical, your emotional well-being. Because America, Uniska is difficult to live. Working will be sometimes will be a all right, but is kind of cry. So we have to make sure we're managing our finances. So we will not go into that situation. Because if you are in that situation, it's difficult to get financial help without paying it back. And see, whatever you're going to get now, you're going to pay it back. So it's going to just increase your financial burden. So just try as much as possible to manage your finances well so that you don't have to go through that situation, just hurting yourself because you really need money. No. So we should just take a look at all these things and work on it. Some protective factors. So strong personal relationship. If you have family, just engage with family. Have a good relation with your family. Just be there when they need you and always be there for other people too, because you never know. You will never know what your own family, your friend, your close friend might be going through. So having a strong personal relationship with your family, yourself, like people around you you trust is very important when it comes to dealing with suicide prevention. Access to mental health care. I already said that if you have any mental health issues, don't feel bad seeking help. Help is always at your doorstep. Help is always available. Don't look at what other people will say. Ignore the stigma, it will come, but just work through it. Because it's mental health issues, most of them are chronic. And once you have it, you have to see the doctor most often, be taking your medications in order to be stable, in order to have the capacity to live your life freely without going through any mental health crisis. And one thing we also have to take notice, me or cycle, I've got to know something. Say obi ba emergency, ne say bia ni tia ne ya, the blood pressure, the cholesterol, or any medical issues, nti na waba emergency. Another person also our psych history. I don't know but for some reason, they overlook your medical history and just push you right back to psych, depending on how you act. If we having issues, if we having mental issues, we have to fix that ourselves. We have to be able to, we have to be taking our medication in order to be stable, so that you don't get yourself in that type of situation. Say, be I work in hospital, say, when I say you feel like you faint in our hospital, but because say you have mental issue, no, if you act any erratic anyway, they're going to push you to side. So being able to maintain your mental health issue, mental health, very necessary. You don't want to go through the stress and work for hospital for something else. Now you end up being admitted to psych because you had an episode there. Into taking your mental health into your own hand, managing it is very important. Taking medication is very difficult. I don't know, because for me, even taking some multivitamins can be very challenging to me. So if you have any mental health issues and you think like the medication is not helping, you can't take it anymore, speak to your doctor. There are other alternatives. You can get injection monthly or every 3 months. Then you don't have to take the pills every now and then. So just speak to your doctor, speak to your psychiatrist about it, and make sure your mental health is in control so that it doesn't overtake anything you're trying to do, or you don't have a crisis in where you don't need to have that. So problem solving skills. So how do we solve issues when we have issues? How do we solve our burdens, our relationship issues? How do we solve it? We have to get that facts together. We have to be able to solve our own issues. If you can't, seek help. Ask a friend for advice. Ask a family member. Ask anybody you think can be of help. And I think it will help. Community support and involvement. As we are a church, as we all go to church, if you have any issues, just let the church know. Don't feel like nobody is going to help. Let the church know. If you have friends you would like them to know, let them know. If you have your family, if you trust and believe in your friends, you should trust and believe in your family too. So just keep in mind that family support or community support, community involvement, it plays a major role when it comes to suicide prevention. Okay, so how to help someone in crisis? What can we do? And then he will be feel very suicidal, and I say he's having suicidal ideations, and now he's thinking about committing suicide. You have to listen without judgments. If I come to you and tell you, oh, for the past week I've been feeling very down, I think I need help, or I think I need to talk. Just listen. No matter what I'm telling you, don't be judgmental. And can say, Intia, we now intina say we feel sahana. And some catch you say anyway. Don't be judgmental. Just try your best. Listen without judging the person. Offer hope. That's if you can't do anything at all, just tell the person nothing is too late. Hope is encouraging. Offering hope is very important in such situation. Encouraging them to seek a professional help. If you can't be of help, you can tell them, go to the emergency, call your primary care provider. You want to call them 911? What can I do to help you? Just you listen, offer hope, don't be judgmental, and encourage them to seek professional help if you cannot be of help. So you see the suicide versus suicidal. So suicide is considered a tragedy. So it will be per se, it will be free or think it's so peaceful. Maybe I feel like killing myself. Usually, when you catch your boss, hey, see there, hypertension. I say when you're or say we shouldn't be doing that, because usually most of the time those who say it, they act on it. Especially in this world that we live in now, everything is so tough that people get overwhelmed easily. So if somebody tells you that or feel very suicidal, and can say, pay attention to our casa, just take it in consideration, talk them out of it, because who we are, because say, and now it's a big deal. I said, you didn't do anything. He say, I said, you feel very bad for that person. So when you're on a car, because we don't usually experience it, and see what yeah, we don't see how important it is. So because or feel very suicidal, we shouldn't tell them they're seeking attention. Or even if they're seeking attention, give it to them. So if they get it, they're going to be okay. So why are you not giving it to them? If they want attention, give it to them. Because who we are and can say, oh, the Obekembia doesn't have anything valuable anymore. Until do your best to try to help somebody when they need you. Everyone feels irritated. So be usually patient labor unit for me say now be depressed until home say no baby say baby no one. Oh, then I'm going to kill myself. Oh, then I'm going to kill myself. You're going to kill yourself. I'm going to call the doctor. We're going to put you on watch. Somebody is going to be sitting at your door every time. Even if you're using the bathroom, the person is standing right in front of you because we don't want you to die. And so we shouldn't feel irritated by them. If they're seeking attention, give it to them because it's better off being there. And so if attention is what the person needs, trust me, just give it to them. It will not take anything from you. If they want to talk to you, talk to them. Don't feel irritated. Don't say, oh, no. Do what you can in your power to help them because be too late. A year too later, you have nothing to say. Then I'll be we are then I'll be oh, about me, what say no feeling I can't say sure. You don't want to feel bad. Say the be our better now dream home. Oh, as soon as you catch myself feel society that and you be and only upon you. No, you don't want to be that person. No. So try as much as possible to do what you can so that somebody who is feeling very suicidal can come out of it. So the next slide, suicide prevention resources. So be a lifesaver. If I'm trying to be a lifesaver, you also try to be a lifesaver. And everybody else, listen, if everybody else is good, we are all good. So what can we do to help those who need help? You can talk to your primary care provider, as already said, seek mental health professional. You can just walk into urgent care, wherever you feel like if you go, you get help, just go there. If you don't trust anybody in your space, listen, just seek a professional help. You can you go to the emergency department, go to the urgent care, seek help, and you will find. Because don't wait till it's too late. You can call 911 or call 988. You can find a mental health care provider. You can find a mental health provider if you're going through mental health crisis, or you can talk to 741-741. These are some of the resources that is available. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is right there. You can call if you need help. Call if you need help because suicide is very real. If it have not happened to you, a family member, a relative, a close friend, you don't see how it affects people's life. Because if you're committing suicide, the pain doesn't even go away because now you're pushing your pain to their family members. Let's say I feel like killing myself and I kill myself because of whatever reason. Does that pain goes away? You're dead. So you think, yeah. But what about your family members you left behind? You left them with that pain that will never goes away. So what do you want them to do? Suicide is never the answer to our problems. It is never a solution to anything. So if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel too much to handle, if everything feels like it's not going as you want it, step back, seek a professional help. Because if you kill yourself now, your family is going to hate themselves, be in pain forever. Whatever pain you couldn't bear, you think your family can bear it? No. So don't do that to them. Let's all seek help and we will find help. So suicide is 100% preventable. Speak out, reach out. If you find somebody going through crisis, if you find somebody who is really depressed, if you see somebody going through a lot, just be there for that person and suicide will not happen. If you feel like somebody is doing something that is going to cause them to kill themselves, just be there. Do your best, try as much as possible to do whatever you can so that you save a life. You can prevent it. If it's financial issues, that's not the end of the world. If it is family issues, that's not the end of the world. Anything we're going through has a solution. So suicide also is 100% preventable. speak to somebody, talk to a friend, talk to a relative, talk to a healthcare provider, talk to anybody you think you trust. If you don't trust anybody, reach out to God. God will help you. Everything in this world have a solution. So let's try as much as possible to do our best. So every life is worth living. Every life. My life is worth living, so is your life. Create a world without suicide. As we trying our best to promote health, as we trying our best to tell other people that your health is your wealth, what are we doing about our emotional states? What are we doing about our psych issues? We have to try as much as possible to live a healthy life in order to stay healthy. You cannot let somebody live. You cannot let somebody eat healthy for you to live healthy. No, we have to work it out ourselves and do as much as possible for ourselves so that at the end, we don't have to go through all these life stresses, all these situations that we're going through. So I'm going to end this presentation here. And if there is any questions, any contribution, anything anybody would like to add, then we take it from there. Thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Victoria Owusu, the WCP in our presentation here. Why you share cinnamon had the mama who topic in suicide prevention or shall say my what it entails suicide, which you understanding and the causes. If you want or can the suicide prevention resources or hormone in a suicide factors, risk factors are azoma okay you there become the suicide. No, see you one soon as this is a year more questions. To be a council, but my monster another book you mark na my friend na akasa. Men there Abigail Amanesero, Abigail Pocho, Mientio, who question? Ana Mbobi as back home.
Hello, good evening. Abigail has my name. And then let me Ghana, Omo announced they say Omo my Chief Justice who said attempted suicide right now is considered Omo be illegal. So you up to recently in Ghana who attempted to commit suicide illegal just a team show. And I didn't know that. So I read about attempted suicide, any laws go with it. And I realized that most countries, for you to even make an attempt to commit suicide, you can be punished. Or survive, and I say they found out you can go to jail, and I said there's a form of punishment to you. And regarding to this country, so though illegal, no. Some states no those and illegal. So attempted suicide, young jail, and I say some states still do hold on to that old way of say bit my financial if you try to commit suicide, and I say and that's something newer, made me find out. And in Ghana, illegal, and it's also illegal for a physician to also help you. So there's attempted and assisted suicide. Depending on baby or no, it can be legal or illegal. So you should look into it. Also, Adebakwa will discuss the interest in how we can help each other. In life, I think that mostly say this will be a competition. The first thing you hear people say is BBA we are seeing. I don't know. Me they mean to me when I say I can see myself and I say I did ultimate picture on so bit my but then tolerance here very different. What will be my tolerate, is different from what someone else can tolerate. Maybe at the moment will be committing suicide, no. I would just say, what the one car, maybe something less of an issue to that, will make you do it. nti some idea back when we have to also put in mind. And also say only will be on say who say what picking habits be and habits now are picking up or the overshadow be then man say only say or no monster all of a sudden and just one no about heavy drink or drinking very heavy and watching away free nipa. Idea about come and realize what we are since sometimes when we are going through issues, we try to time now you hear more no that's when you push your own free nipa home. I'd say be our own person be who issue I'll go through and I say first say people know say when I will go through and I say the sometimes no be on who say wanted and catch. Some people are very good at that or better I check you up near you. Or how friend I mean don't push yourself as who dear a cost on a brabble but in come regular come I won't say oh man no open up to you about one or two be. Because I mean, me go through be na person make catch now friend now what the pressure to me so me feel so force me make bibia I ran am after crowd na me person me find and say so we should also find ways so audience say will be go through bibia obi to me and also old Johnny group bia Johnny group boy with normal baby I saw be on my okwa so if you are going through financial they help you and now you'll be surprised that there are community outreach some churches beokrana they in your church about they have programs to help you when you are maybe below poverty line or maybe you can always search online or go to community centers and they can help you with that. And
right.
so only will be a honor say unu say ejuma oye sikane nye but unu pa koni din koma unu say o potential so bit maybe be encourage the person obo aka chen so onko research onye nti wo kra no bit my pick up research no aka chen so at the last time aka chen so Ghana wo ye program be say when say wo wetim the IBB say oh friend number we and now me new me frog come say we are bit my way the India makers and say from between 2020 to 2022, suicide increased over 49%. So that means after the pandemic, now be worse, and 74% towards males. And see, Emma no more than Emma. I don't know why. And right now, no, Emma, we are all going through the same financial hardship. To even say, because Emma na this can be brave for internet courses. Mean to mean share the entire, but we say. My neighbor nkofo away home. And honoma bibia nyanto doesn't mean say you wait till you get into an issue to put yourself in the right place. Johnny groups they help you when you are down. Listen to podcasts, maybe a boost your immune system and boost your self-esteem because some normally to go a long way. But once you run out now, you think everything's okay, Also find ways normal energy. Because say, what do you do for fun? That's when or to papa. So that means the person himself no say or go through any hardship onim the obit my amana chin adrian free the so. And see so certain questions that is hard for you to answer. What do I do for fun? Now it's just one thing that you do. I think you should start maybe as a photographer now start here taking pictures of certain things. Try different hobbies and see so bit may add something to what you already do. And helps you escape your reality.
Mr. Abigail Hodman, that's it. This is a great point. Me sure there will be a suggestion, Solomon. Them present them so you can. There are resources out there. Aye. That's it. Mrs. McCarthy, aye.
Dr. Fashion, that's it. Mrs. Yadasa, and you may watch your name. Maybe question about one more. Sabi why wouldn't so on your but mood swing. What down for and now wouldn't do for more. Now be now for a tick up a jumma for back as an whole view. Nippon also said I can't ho. So why be a 2 weeks be a back. And to know when you will be sour why or no Yanen and Tnassing a bamusano and yenya the dame. And I pay some mood swing now. I won't go for me patrol a stress, depression, and I say a card dream we are there. Me that surprise.
Okay. Mrs. McCarthy, matter question pa. But the me whole example. You know, sometimes now we have our own issues that we go through. It can be family issues, it can be personal, it can be financial, it can be God knows whatever we go through. We know what we're going through. And sometimes no, first no, the week I just go off. Me nipa bi a meta me persevere me sere out the bia go home na me sere na, but sometimes me getting into my head like na me ankasa I have a lot of mood swings. If you see me say ebia my say when you're close to me you will not know. But you're very close to me. No? I have those issues that sometimes I'm trying to work on it because when you say it's not normal, how be when you say I have to work on it, right? And see, if the person is going through something, you don't know, say, Ebia Miss Makata no bedjuma, ma menkasa wana say be friend my hostile be. You don't know what I'm going through, right? Everything I say it can be personal. It has nothing to do with you. But I don't feel comfortable sharing it with you. And so what you can do, you can just ask me, is there anything I can do to help Vic? Then meet me and now if they come out of that mood swing now, oh, other than an episode, and then a mouth, I didn't know that very down and I said, me. Oh, and I'm a frog now pick a day. Sometimes they will tell you, oh, I was going through something and I didn't want to be bothered. And I said, I didn't want to talk to anybody, right? Until if they're going through that mood swing, just let them be. If you talk to them and they just ignore you or just shut you down, fine. When they come out of that mood swing, if they're feeling okay, if you feel like, oh, I feel there, or you're in a self, ask them, what was going through? Is there anything I can do to help so that you don't go through that issue again? You know, maybe sabi to me abua. Because sometimes it's not even your fault. And you wanna why but that is how the person, and you have to also tell them to work it out because it's not good. And today I'll bet me abuana na we free sati be and say maybe will be quite sati be maybe will be a way man I buano in that situation. Ask them and they're going to tell you.
Okay.
Martin, na me say beside na me say beside bacho true na me beside stress, depression na ma say no e can dream how you dey no. Mood swing is
mood swing can take it. Some people with bipolar has a lot of mood swing. A bit member so be our mental issues and I'll have it that symptoms. And I say it's also a normal part of our lives as we go. Stress can contribute to that. People who are depressed can also have that. But sometimes people go through mood swing. It's not permanent, it comes and goes, depending on what situation they find themselves in.
Okay. Yeah, Dr. Sarah Prepra, please.
Yes, thank you so much, Sister Victoria, for this. I did want to say that, as Mr. Yafet said, Abigail's husband, it's very important for people to find hobbies and involve themselves in activities. And I think we who work too often and only go to work and then we go to church and then we only sleep, we need to find activities besides just going to church to encourage us to keep us active and help decrease suicide. The other thing I wanted to say is a question, because a lot of times people say that, oh, in America, that's where suicide is. But in Ghana or back home, we don't even have time to be suicidal. So I just wanted to know, Sister Victoria, if you could address this seemingly dichotomy where suicide seems to be more prevalent in America versus back home in Ghana, or is it the same or just presents differently? Thank you.
Okay, so to my understanding, me when they say Ghana is because we don't talk about it. Obi feel say obi person is a big deal. Like we even pointing fingers. This is a personal example. My brother tried to commit suicide. They say, oh, UK. I try my best, say maybe some what's really and then the banner jumuntia or person or yes, sir. If you say you're doing well, oh yeah, accountants, you have different shops, or manage Juma, everything is good. BBI okay. So one day na me say yes, so person no poison or that one somebody went to find. I was really surprised. But to be honest, it's because in Ghana, nobody talks about it. If they see you do that, they see you a coward. Oh, yeah, we pointing fingers. We say, and so if people are going through hard times, they just keep it to themselves. The most on your crowd be committing suicide, one survivor, no, that's it. But survive, yeah, it's like stigma. People will be pointing fingers left, right, but America is not like that. If the person feels like he's having those ideations, he's having the thought even of doing it, they seek help. They just walk into the emergency room. Oh, I feel like killing myself. The first time I went to site, I was like, you feel like killing yourself? Why are you here? There is nothing to do here to kill yourself, right? So you just have to, because we don't talk about it mostly in Ghana. Ghana, Obian taking it serious. We just say it, but nobody takes it serious. But those who really commit suicide usually die from it in Ghana more than here. Because here, the person will seek help. The help is there. They just walk in, do it. But sometimes, listen, people try committing suicide. It works. People try. It never works. So it's just the resources also and how people around you interact.
And then one quick, okay, sorry. I just had one quick question. And can you also talk about passive suicidal ideation? Just, people who have the thoughts about it, but they're not actually planning to do suicide. What are your thoughts about that?
Okay, so this is a lot. It's a lot of things that goes through. People with psychosis or many mental health disorders, especially those who are hearing voice, who are hallucinating. It can be either visual, it can be either auditory, it can be either tactile, whatever. People have a lot of poor impulse control when they're hearing voices because if I'm sitting there normal, let's say me, I'm going through, if I'm hearing voices or if I'm hallucinating, whatever is going through, if I'm hearing voices, the voices are telling me, oh, go kill yourself, oh, go do this, oh, go do this. The ability for me to know that this is voices, so I should keep away from that and just do the real thing. No? Will shows that how capable I am, like how sanity I am. So sometimes you get overwhelmed, right? Now you have the thoughts. The thought will come, but the ability for you not to act on it, right? That is what we're looking at. Because if somebody is having mental issues, the possibility that the person might act on it or take a knife, cut the wrist, and start bleeding, call 911, oh, I want to kill myself is high. But like me sitting down, if I have no mental health issues or mental health disorder, the ideations will come. But it's up to me to call somebody to do, like, as you're talking about hobbies, I feel like doing this. You have to just direct your attention towards something else. Into all feel say you want to kill yourself. Are you going to act on it? You have other alternatives. That is why your sanity comes in. That is how everything works. So what to me control, but you're not doing it. It's telling you how emotionally stable you are. Any will be our mental issues and emotions near all over the place. So we are bipolar. Next minute or very happy, the next minute or very sad. If it comes, you take it and just do it, act on it. But you that you sing is totally different.
Okay, Dr. Samuel Kwame Agyemang.
All right, so na question will be beside for say suicide war Ghana ne ahafo no no na me pese me boa kakra. Che say o hwe adesua nura yesua ye efa dwene mo how ene so de abeto so ade ba kon ye hunu e wo mu ye social connections. Yen Ghana for no che say ye keka ye hu bom ye nye individual say menko busua tenten ye wonamfo ye hia ye hia di ye ni na ensem bi wo ha obi a otimi ni obi so adwene ho sa social connections no boy ye esisa ne ma pi ano ekwai se Ghana ni ye tuna free ni fi a den se obehu se wakoda bonten ni wo for bi beje no ni nua bi be ma no ba bi atena bada ha se hweso ma na ye tuwa eno se wakoda bonten eti be name research no there but it's most likely say social connectivity no a Ghana for mu no buffer bia ebema ye suicide rate na confirm so wo hwe ahakra America ha say ya omo ba bia station ni ba bia suicide no dosto chain baby to say baby ya brofo pa ne native Indians no say how Wyoming in no suicide rate no doesn't change. Any was had New York in the most likely said New York no Hawaii woman no ye dos. Inti na me pese me can be bisa say social network even suicide no bi wo ho obi okukun hu bia no bobo money se odi besie dodo no but social media so when you be on social media I tell be a the pakro kun hu wie ansa na yakon social media say oh o chiro bibia na o kan bibia e kire say ma hostel be say o ke bibia ye kire say when you be on social media platform bia as I say ye bi ani na sembia ni pa bi betro no ni nyina etimi kaye my to be our brother's keeper with us.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, Dr. Kwame Ray do mention.
That's I'm saying the proper kind of medical account. It's very important. Say you better checking in. When you home once in a while, so who need panacha. And the very I mean, should our discussion quite their brain. Oh, brother, no example now, my now I can say he was doing well, but no one in here for Banisana. And yes, yes, you Send pano do well. Juma municipal, it doesn't mean say anyhow. Or more kunkum or more community suicide no. Most of them are very rich. Academically, mentally, be financially, they are okay. But on say if he say may can't be for Ghana, they know. How we see life, on how we value life in Ghana no. And then America hay any pay. Sekromo hay we because me be say be come home. Oba hospital the to one will be eton chain. We nyane sa Ghana. And yeah, they say Ghana oh yeah work hospital say be say be come na. I heard I bet it you. You baby do drama every one. Since we not say like Sakumo no makoto akoto by high I'm say last week no be so kuno kudina Hassan River no so. Na omo the boat agents you no try say or jump or meet my day rescue no. Until would the high the end to throw you from the ho ye because resources near then anyhow and na the way see who life no ya mental illness angasa no. Enya enwie pay Ghana. Ghana dey ehun say mental illness say dam or you know or run home no na mountain ehun say few people na we ska metimi do mo nkofo ko ankan for ne America ka home onko ne do mo bo nuamu that is not how we manage people or mental illness. And when it comes to nipa person who fear na say obusuani unua na ote say na nipa ne keka afutu obi a say o de ma abusua no mestre say o de mo na metuma asebo unua because it is happening nipa then e show mo akonfo ebi nom nrowu ebi timi jump to kwa nim e maka omo aka abobo omo nkan ne kedete nya no fan suicide nge drivers na ebi okunkum omo tie mo me ni nko sa da wase.
Okay, that's it. Mr. Samuel Jackson, who basu 2 times? We still bet maybe so a question, you know. Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, Patrol, I say, Yena Omokano, I say, Omakan, Yena, me person, me, Nanam, Bakubianam person, me can say, no, be a obi or Juma chess, only dear. Many na Juma, and so Nemen Casa. Tese de bia no one men kasa na me pese me hunu na ene no me hu se tese o kan semi a na me ano ma dwene nya kakra entino na me nim de entia na ekoso se o se o ya meku me ho o ya me sei enti e ban sa na tese na ma me kura no maye ayi kakra maye nervous kakra me se enti me yesi anka metwe pin no sede be anka meboa no ba ono ano omma no ho kwan e ma men ene ne nkasa enti e ban sana e de ba de pa na obeye na se de ba de pa na meye about this case say bia obi a unim say like niema e ha no eno no so no oba adwuma mu sa na oda kan aso insomnia problem bisa no ontimi na bisa no nti eba no sana edie be ayipa na nte se metumi aye na metumi di aboa no was this kind of situation.
Pacho metuma aboa kakra.
Okay. Yeah,
Pacho
Mr.
Francis
Go
Ajumaya.
ahead.
Okay. And see, Pacho Victoria, thank you for presentation. So I think one thing I want to add to say the Unia Kai, COVID you were highlighted earlier. So more be I realize say you mental health even indirectly no mood and call up and down. But then I want to also caution word, I think what I want people to take advantage. So be able to say what about American options no wahano. You make sure say will take advantage. For example, America hano so our psychiatrists no a privilege, even America hano. Because right now, say Yanfan so primary care referral many places, it take you more than 5 to 6 months. So be your appointment. And Yanfan so what am I saying? A privilege. And my say the fact that when psychiatrist kasa a trust dam no waboy. But no cranium no idea so when say so be kasa obi kasabasa obi yebasa obi t voice obi CBB obi and non tresse or schizophrenia and not bipolar. Many times no a normal be brave, sometimes a word ruby crowd even prednisone. Sometimes word droke to be our to me mood weird. Enti me kawe na kase mo ba be hu psychiatrist specialist na ma wo mo hihyew engine to yam say oh ahade oba ya ye be ma onro ni e ma onro pumpum eno nye reality no. Another advice in so I made be kasa for some of question ehunu ye yenye very careful say yenye ye hu bibia na ye diagnose enipa bebre personalities bebre wom obi wo hono ma ono no you're very careful. And into the who so be now the who so off kakrano. Maybe my advice, always try ne push to the specialist, because specialist by you shared for many years. Any the strategy na evaluate who the be enti influence wouldn't wisdom no about that particular field now you will be a friend of vicarious traumatization and only day be trauma be can central when you about so afi what about minute about your issue and most of the time be kind of stress as on maybe best advice I'm the be say so who's a wow depression bad who the emergency room be because advantage of emergency room and it's all about chain for be appointment, So when you call emergency room na psychiatrist be evaluate too, and a psychiatric nurse practitioner be evaluate too, be make assessment. Sometimes situation is bad, but you want to inside. Na nyame no kra ni yemfa say we are very severe. Better say you bet admit you make sure so you're safe. Wadwe no be a kakra bi by a decade bi ne beboa ye be bi kra nya dro kra ne be but obeba ne aboa untimisramo again to some point men ye wo ho say because ye nyina ya koma mu ye benya ye boa obi no ye very careful wo who say ade no nipa ye off kakra no advice no misro wo de ko hu therapist na misro ko emergency room nya bibi aboa that's it.
Yo, that's your judgment. I'm saying, Sister Vixie Kind, so we shouldn't be judgmental until we so what can be a kind that's it. I think you'll be take one more question. So question why so being soon one more remember Sister Vic I want to for that man. I mean one take home message me I took is laugh wet living until when you're from where your last word Miss Victoria, not your announcement I saw though. Okay.
Okay.
Because of my last or can be F9HH no. Me per se me sisu dua kakra kyerɛ sɛ ɛno yɛ national hotline a boa wɔn a wɔyɛ suicide a anaasɛ wohu sɛ ɛyi wɔn akɔ tebea bi mu a ɛyɛ mental health issue a betumi de ɔhaw bi aba yɛ adwuma bi ɛtaa yusu paa wɔn no ofrɛ wɔn a team bɛba na wɔn abɛ access nipa korɔ wɔn access nipa korɔ no wie a sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ wɔn de no kɔ hospital wɔn ankasa bɛka ho ɛde no akɔ hospital yɛ na yɛ very effective since ɛnɛ na wɔn a wofrɛ koraa ebi a 1 hour 10 hours na wɔn maa eti kyerɛ sɛ 911 no ɛkɔyɛ nea ɛyɛ emergency te sɛ bia nipa korɔ no wɔ means no a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ biribi ɛneɛ 911 but otherwise ne sɛ ɛnya de a yɛ so ɛnyɛ emergency saa 988 no ɛboa paa that's
Okay, that's your judgment. Yeah, Mrs. Osu.
Okay, so the morning in say, and the Vivian so by say, they make person make chat so they say we should be each other's keeper and we should keep an eye. Said the Dr. Francis Kai, if you feel somebody is going through a lot, just refer them, go see the doctor, speak to your primary care provider. So if we are each other's brother's keeper, it's going to help us. Now, Obiabe, you have a hobby, so I'll be releasing the stress. Now, we don't even have to go through that state of mind, even thinking about committing suicide. Madam, I say, thank you.
Okay, yeah, I'm so see the was say. Announcement a crowd in there. If you may be or chance you about your special program. Ono Miss Adelaide Boatin or the Bama hair. Min can't home to Unsefre, one yankofo, Mohombra, in the Yanyazi. Kwesira Jordan brother who hit about 96 and they were less than 10 about 98 into move from my uncle for the Bushafuna Gina Notch so Mombra. Yeah, North Bronx, the man and PBN there'll be service school study or channel from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Yes, as be 40 to the sink. Argentina so yet to himself from home. Yeah, into Cabo Hawaiian Adam Martin say what the whole line there so one point of fish registration to for me.
Okay. Sister Victoria, na mishra pa ane nrion ma mobile, na mishra mu nyina mo empire. Our God and gracious Father, and you may so yada was say onam aba wa Victoria so edi adwene mo haw adesua kesese yamayen. Ayara husem se nipa ono abeka se obekum no ho fi se ohun se wiase ni di bibi papa bi ama no rade yesra wo ba bia wo sa haw no mu no enwre ye de safo no eba wanim wo Yesu din mu se ma dom bi emu ma wo maye te sei.
Amen.
Yesra wo ayadwene mo haw ay haw kese pa mabunu baba ne mrantie mpanimfo Ebri kosa hawi mo. We said your bonsma ye wiase o memoye ya na o mebi abre na wabamabu no rade mesro. Wa ubu ekwan to baby ekwan na no. Enwure yesro rade Yesu se bu ekwan o ma o maya o sa adwene mo hawi nyina. O sa hawi so person would take their lives. Rade ye bompa ye se kon wadom na ye womboa. Yenso se kwamps no could be a wonam wo man so ama ye nkyerɛkyerɛ yi hunu saafo yi a Awurade kyerɛ ye kwan a yebetimi afa so aboa saafo. We are not also immune from this. Ye ni penti ye mo bebre betimi akosa haw no. Ye bompa ye nwumre wo Yesu din mu se Awurade boy. Ne se de ye hawti biara. O ma ya no oduro. Ma ye ntiasese ye mfa ye haw no nyina meto so. Ye haw no to so a Awurade sa haw yi ubeyi free and sopra sana oboshe tie enwumre yem paibo ne se ema yinkuta ye haw no wama ye anu oduro se ye ne ye so ne so abre ne ekomu buo no ye mra winchen na obehwe ya me ya home te Awurade enwumre se obabi wala yi so na obabi ukosa ha no mu you hu adi kyerem ina wase na wotwi de hu anu nyama wo hye apomodin hu nim dia kese a wode ma yen tie ne kwawo ma yen fa ni nyina mu aba na de beboa ya me atimi atena se de mpanifo to din se your health is your wealth rather boy na de yen so eseye no fa dom ye oba wa Victoria anwumre we no di na obekire ne nsemu ma ye no rather koso ahira no ne mani nimde de woni na busunya hye wonsa ono so wo haw no bi o rather ne hawa no odro na anwumre yesrew ye ho bribi ma no na yen nyina ye wo sa haw bi etisa no sen yare maako Yesu din mu wona wodi dwumadi ni mu health mpanimfo a wo ka adwene bomu keka niema bomu ma niema sisie ni mu radi hyirawo enwumre ya yekodai ye de kra ni nipadua hye wonsa ebi wo adwuma mu mbaba fie ebi sisie wo ho akọ bebia o ma wo bia radi yesrawo awo han no treyen so na hye ho mu nyam wo ebremu wo Yesu din mu na enwumre ye bompa ye nti amen.